Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We have some breaking news, but honestly this is not a surprising piece of news, as this was kind of told to us way back a few months ago at the Xbox business update. But since then, because of the studio closures over the last 2 weeks from Xbox, there's been just a lot of different narratives thrown out there as to what the future of Xbox is going to be. Of course, the usual media doom and glooming of everything going on at Xbox, making it almost seem like the platform is going to be closing. We had Microsoft Gaming, Call of Duty is potentially not going to be put into Xbox Game Pass. The console, even though Xbox has said that they are making more consoles, is going to be going away. All of these narratives have popped up over the last week and now have completely shifted to the other side again. So it's kind of hard to track and follow if you're somebody who doesn't follow the gaming news on a day-to-day basis. But we do have some good news here if you're somebody who was expecting Call of Duty into Xbox Game Pass, and I was expecting it based off of the Xbox business update and Phil Spencer essentially saying it was coming over to Game Pass, or all of the first-party Activision Blizzard games were becoming into Xbox Game Pass. And then we had last week the Verge article just basically saying they were discussing Call of Duty going into Game Pass, which is something obviously they would be doing as it is the most profitable game. They're going to have discussions about what they want to do with the franchise, and people spun that as it's not coming to Game Pass. But again, let's get into this article. It says Microsoft will put Call of Duty 2024 on Xbox Game Pass and revealed its plan for the game's showcase. This comes via a Wall Street Journal article, and it's a report here where they do say that the firm is expected to announce the news next month during what's expected to be a separate Call of Duty show held after its Xbox Game Showcase on June 9th. We did see that initial advertising about the Xbox June 9th showcase, and then there was a redacted section of it. But I mean, it's Call of Duty. You can really tell that by the graphics and the logos and everything like that. And it continues on here. It says that the choice to bring new Call of Duty games to Game Pass is a landmark decision, but at the moment, it's unclear if Microsoft plans to add past titles to the service as well. The addition of future releases for Game Pass may hinge on how successful this one ends up being, though Xbox leadership may have details to share about its Call of Duty strategy next month. And that would be an interesting thing if Xbox were to put this into Game Pass and for some crazy reason it doesn't do well. I think Call of Duty is going to push people to subscribe to Game Pass and people to just sign up into the Xbox ecosystem. I mean, we've seen it happen 2 previous generations with 360. When the Xbox 360 had the marketing rights for Call of Duty, it was a huge push for that platform. And then since then, when PlayStation 4 got the marketing rights for Call of Duty, it was a huge one for them. And now it's coming back to Microsoft and coming back to Xbox. And I think Call of Duty will do big things here for the pushing of the Xbox ecosystem, subscriptions, and potentially picking up the consoles. Because you have to think about it. If people pick up these consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, and the majority of people are playing Call of Duty, the majority of people are playing a third-party title like a Fortnite. Like, that's where most of the gaming time takes place. It's not in the first-party titles. It's not in smaller niche third-party titles. It's in these big hitters. People play them throughout the entire generation. And if you're Xbox, you have a console that will be very capable and enough for a lot of people, a lot of younger people as well. The Xbox Series S, and if you were to market Call of Duty coming with that and the price of it, you drop it to like $150, I think those things will absolutely fly off the shelf. And even if they take the Series X, they'll do a little price cut and they market Game Pass with it. It'll be pretty crazy. You take Call of Duty, you put it all over the box. I think it will do a lot to push the console, at least a little bit, not like a crazy needle movement, but a little bit over the next holiday season with this new Call of Duty, especially if there's a lot of hype for it. There is always hype for the upcoming Call of Duty releases. Now, they say here, we also don't know if Xbox Game Pass subscribers will enjoy a discount on full purchases of the next Call of Duty, as Microsoft offers price reductions like this for some, but not all additions to the service. Another unknown is whether or not Microsoft will raise the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate again after doing so last year. And that's a question. People are saying that they are going to be raising the prices. And to be honest, with the amount of first-party titles that they do have now in their ecosystem, they do have now that will be coming out over the next number of years, I would not be surprised if they add an additional tier for Game Pass or something along those lines, where you're paying a bit more and then you're getting absolutely everything. Or if they just slightly increase the Game Pass Ultimate subscription fee by, I don't know, another $2-3 or so. Reality is, I don't like price raises, and I don't ever want to push for price raises, but right now, even at the price we are paying for Game Pass, with the amount of first party games that they do have, it is a killer deal still. And if they were to raise it a couple more dollars, I think it probably won't turn off that many people. People will most likely still stay subscribed. And I'm sure they have those numbers as to how many people dropped off the service when they did do that initial price raise versus how many people stayed. And I feel like most people would have stayed on. And when they mentioned the older games, I do see the older games coming into the service as well, because they have been discounting them. They've kind of been prepping for it. It just makes complete sense. They turn on the servers for these older Call of Duties, and that would drive just a lot of excitement. I don't know how many people will go out and buy Game Pass just for those, but it would drive a lot of excitement and talk about being able to jump into the older Call of Duty games on Xbox Game Pass. So if you've been sitting there wondering, is Call of Duty coming over to Xbox Game Pass day one? Now it looks like it is, but maybe next week we'll have another journalist come out and say something that will make the narrative change to, oh, they've changed their mind and they aren't releasing it. We'll have to wait until June 9th, of course, but at the end of the day, to me, it's no brainer to put it on to the service. You're going to push subscriptions. You're probably going to push some consoles, and people are still going to go out there and buy that game full price everywhere. PlayStation, Xbox, PC, they're still going to make tons of money, and it'll most likely still be the best-selling game of the year. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.